caught on the chrome. Paint peeling slow. Grandma counting worn out pesos says, mijo, something's gonna blow. Flags fade on the old hotel. Tourists drink their rum and go. Radio talks into accents about a brand new vote. Cuba, 51st state of the sun. Stars and stripes in the Caribbean. Same blue waves, a different anthem. Still the same red in our drum. Busted barrio, kids swap caps, argy calls. One says soon we're buying hot dogs in a big new stadium wall. Street band plays old boleros, slides into something strange. A pledge in a different language, but the hope feels just the same. In the Caribbean, same blue waves, a different anthem, still the same red in our drum. Cuba, 51st state of the sun, side by side on that banner we run from Havana down to Key West, we rise as 51.
Midnight on the rooftop, old flag in my hands, ancient lion on the canvas, facing steel and desert sand. They try to paint our story over with the blacked out lies and chains, but under every burned out poster I still hear our fathers' names. in silence, keeping rhythm in their hearts. Hey, for the brothers in prisons, carving dates into the stone. You are not forgotten, you are not alone. Pressure will rise, I swear it. Hear that echo in my bones. From terror roots to the ancient thrones. We're breaking their walls, we bear it. Every tear, every battle cry. You can cage your body, but the soul won't die. Pressure will rise. Oh, pressure will rise. We stand together till the falcon flies.
Good morning. Welcome to the NPC show. Deprogramming the world one NPC at a time. I'm your host, Frank. Today is Friday, April 10th, 2026. Good morning, you guys. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. There we go. All right. I think we're ready to go. There we go. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, short show, short watch party. I was set up quite a while ago, mainly because it's a short show today. Not a lot of news. But we have a watch party afterwards. Poster watch party is Josh. His videos. By the way, he has a new channel called The Josh Phillip Show with 2 P's at the end. It's titled Are Endocrine Disruptors Destroying Masculinity? I've been hearing about that for a long time. Yeah. Everything from air fresheners to like scented candles, things like that, foo-foo-y things, makes us hoo-hoo, and then also China begging US for resources. That's hilarious. And then one about Japan. Japan did for Ukraine what Japan did for Ukraine is insane, and Putin just became powerless. So apparently Japan's also now helping Ukraine. For a while they wanted to stay out of it, right? They're like, oh, we want that cheap oil. Now they're like, yeah. New prime minister, she's doing good for us. And then the last one is very interesting. Apparently Vietnam has a border crisis because Chinese people are fleeing China to go over there, to go to Vietnam, because of everything that's going on, everything from the economic collapse to down to like they're probably going to go to war soon, right? Anyways, good morning to everyone. Hello, Becky. Oops, wrong button. Hello, Becky. Good morning. Hello, Barry. Chris Star, good to see you. Bendy, sup, dog. Swamp got banned. That's funny. That's hilarious. Oh, let's wheel him. Let's wheel him. There we go. Yeah. Give him the wheel. And we'll see how long he's going to be banned for. Look at that. This is day one for you. This is day one for you, and you're that lippy, really? At least sit down and watch the show first. Good Lord. I haven't even seen the video yet. We're going to watch it together. But you're in here like, I have to spread propaganda for Byron Donalds. Yeah. It ain't looking good for Byron right now, I'll tell you that much. After that interview, holy crap. Florida, you guys better elect Casey DeSantis. Because I'm almost sure she'll have the same policies as Ron DeSantis. And they've been pretty good. Yeah. Anyways, good morning, Tijuana, Jerry, Mary, good to see you, Mr. Null. Mambo, good to see you. Let's see, Tristan, Simply Me, good to see you. Let's see, William, Robbie's, good to see you. Becky, Tanya, Electress, Phoebe, Kim, good to see you. Chaos, hello to you. Amberland, good to see you. Rhoda, hello to you. Oh, speaking of which, Rhoda reminded me, because Rhoda's also banned from Twitter. I got banned from Twitter again. Yeah. And as you guys know, it is a policy here where every time I get banned from a platform, I go and find another platform to be on. Okay. And even though I was already banned from Twitter and I was using a secondary account in which I didn't even use, I just used it to like read news. I never posted anything. Okay. They banned that one anyways. Okay. So I still have to follow. The first time I got banned, I went back on Getter. I went back on TikTok. All right. They're doing great there. 2,000 views a day over on Getter. right? TikTok's doing, I don't know, I think I've got like 20,000 likes already. Doing pretty good. It's chugging along, this movie. I was like, wow. I didn't think TikTok was that easy to grow on, but it is, apparently. But anywho, yeah, so now this time, the second time around getting banned from Twitter, I am now on Odyssey. Look at that, guys. Odyssey. I'm on Odyssey again. Yeah, I revived my old account. We are back on there. And, you know, I'm looking forward to the next ban, Twitter. I look forward to going back on Gab. I look forward to re-uploading there as soon as I figure out my login issues. Anyways. Boy, you guys on Twitter, I don't understand. You had me at one account. That account was heavily shadow banned. Anything I ever posted got like maybe like 14 to 16 views ever. It was a dead account. You should have just left it alone. Now I'm on TikTok. I'm on Getter, right? And I'm on Odyssey. Holy crap. You guys, you keep going. You ban me again. I'll go on Gab, ban me again. I just found enough. I'll go back on Trovo, ban me again. I'll contact the CEO of DLive. I'm like, hey, can we start that back up again? Can I buy your domain? Stream on DLive? Yeah? Can we do that? Their domain's worth nothing. Anyways, back to the good mornings. Hello to, where are we at? Tanya, Electric Eye, Phoebe, Kim. Wait, we were at Rhoda. Where was Rhoda? Anyways, I'm sorry. Where is Rhoda? We were at Rhoda because Rhoda's also banned for the same reason I was. Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you, Tijuana, for the donation, for the super chat. Tijuana says, I'm back as a supporting member. Love your show, Frank. Thanks for always making me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a supporting member. Thank you. And I'm sorry for all the Hispanic comments. Not talking to all of you. I'm talking specifically to the ones who watch every show waiting for me to say something that'll get me banned so they can report me for, which they do all the time. Right, they've been doing it for years. Anywho, hello, Mr. No, Rob. Oh, there's Rhoda. There we go. There's Teabags, Diane, Chris. Good to see you. Oh, you're banned from Facebook as well. Yeah, so am I. Yeah. Remember when they decided to unban people? I made another account. It's freaking useless. You stream it, no one sees it. What's the point of it, right? Yeah, kind of like being on Twitter. Streaming on Twitter, that was a freaking joke. And they charge for it. They charge for that on Twitter, yeah. $40 a month to stream on Twitter. Hello, Tammy, good to see you. Hello, Barry, Random Yank. Lisa, good to see you. Good morning. Derek, Luna, Random Yank, Janet Pingpoo, good to see all of you. Good morning. Hello to everyone over on Rumble. We got Josie, Mary, Lisa, Jillian, good to see you. Mark, good to see Cricket Noises. Lisa Chafin, hello to you. I got banned from Twitter, by the way. The account you're DMing doesn't work. Yeah. So you're gonna have to well, I can still read DM, so you can DM me back, you know, whatever's, but I don't check that one often anymore because it's suspended. Yeah. Anyways, morning Cricket Noises. Hello to everyone else. I guess that's it. Hello to everyone over on Foxhole. We got Donna. Thank you, Donna, for the donation. Thank you, Donna. Happy Friday to you too. Hello, Grace. Hello, Vamix. Good to see you. Gracie Thomas, Ina. Where are we at? Stephanie Sprague, hello to you. Thank you all for being here. That's where we do our, that's where we engage in piracy, by the way. That's where you want to go. Anyways, let's get going. We have a short watch party. And, yeah, let's get going. Welcome back to Odyssey. I completely forgot about that place. Yeah, Odyssey. I was just kind of like, where else can I stream? And I'm like, oh yeah, was that one place I used to stream? Odyssey, that's right. Yeah, I stopped only because I stopped paying for the Restream.io. I stopped paying for that, and because of that, you're limited to how many custom destinations you can stream to. So I picked Foxhole because I had no viewers on Odyssey anyways. So, but oh, you know what's funny about Odyssey? You can actually link your Odyssey to your YouTube, right, via API, which I did a long time ago, like 5 years ago. And then anything you upload on YouTube automatically copies over there. So all my channels on Odyssey have been getting all the same videos up until about 3 years ago. It stopped 3 years ago, the API service from YouTube. But it was funny it was interesting to see like all the new followers. I was like, what the hell? I guess people like the videos. Yeah. Too bad the API doesn't work anymore, huh? Anyways, hello Bong Donkey. Good morning. Let's get going. First story of the day. A lot of bad news to start off with. An adult illegal alien who was going to a high school who was accused by a dozen girls for groping them between their legs in Virginia, found guilty of 9 assault charges. Listen to those happy kids cheering because their crotulars don't have to get groped anymore. Good stuff. Yes, he is Hispanic, just like Tijuana there. I'm sure Tijuana's not groping people who don't know him, right? But here we go.
Parents of at least a dozen girls tell 7 News that an 18-year-old male student has been...
Oh, this is the old story, huh? Well, let's find the results. Here we go. Ugh.
Hey, I'm Nick Minock with 7 News. I'm learning a Fairfax County high school student is charged with 9 counts of assault and battery. And this...
Oh, by the way, thank you very much, David Stokes. I'm sorry I missed it, buddy. Thank you, David, for the donation. Every day you're keeping this channel alive. Thank you very much, buddy.
Student happens to be in the country illegally. ICE told me that he entered the country in 2024 and was released under the Biden administration. And now he's charged with assault and battery. ICE told me they lodged a detainer against this man who is in the jail, and Sheriff Stacey Kincaid will not honor that ICE detainer.
Oh, she's not honoring the ICE detainer. She's going to try to protect this bean cake.
Now, I looked into it and I spoke to parents of about a dozen victims who tell me that this man, who's 18, will soon be 19, and is a junior at Fairfax County High School, went behind...
He's an 18-year-old junior in high school. Yeah.
Behind their girls.
By the way, you know, this is why they don't flunk kids anymore? Because they don't want a 22-year-old predator going after like 15-year-old high school girls. Yeah.
In the hallways at school, and he put his hands in between their legs, moving from the front to the back with his hands. And this happened at least a dozen times, they tell me. And several victims have come forward.
He should be in prison and have to work to pay restitution to those girls. They're going to need therapy for the rest of their lives.
And parents are livid at Fairfax County Public Schools. They say they have been sweeping this under the rug, and this alleged behavior has been going on all school year, according to the prosecutor, and nothing has been done about it until now. And there was a court hearing today where the student's public defender was trying to release him, asking for bail, and Fairfax County Commonwealth's Attorney Steve Descano's office agreed to release him, but the judge said no. The judge said that the bail request did not adequately address the public safety. I spoke exclusively with the mothers and some of the fathers of these victims. You can watch those interviews on WJLA.com.
Well, at least they're doing that. At least they're keeping him away so he doesn't... This is him. There we go. At least they're keeping him locked up so he doesn't go around groping more people, right? I spoke to 9th grade girl from Fairfax. Okay, cool. Where? Anyways. So good stuff. Found guilty. I hope the fact that they're not honoring the ICE detainer is because they want to put him in jail. But this is Virginia, and they're a Democrat state right now. Yeah. Next story. The DOJ is seeking the D penalty for MS-13 gang members charged with ending a police informant. Yeah, they're not just doing the police now, they're doing the informants. This is a D penalty. Sounds great. Very long shot though. What state is this? What state is this? Where is it at? I don't know. Oh, South Los Angeles? Yeah, I think they're gonna get the D. California? Are you kidding me? You think that's gonna happen in California? I think Manson's still alive, isn't he? Is he still alive or is he dead? I think he's dead, but I mean, anyways. Next story. Pakistan's illegal ICE custody. A Pakistani illegal is in ICE custody after a wrong-way crash in a CDL in a commercial truck. He ended a Maryland father. No, this is the same guys. Are you serious? He ended someone who looked just like him, or is this the guy that got? Is this also him, or is this the father? It's the same guy, isn't it? Anyways, who is this? Margaret Flavin. You got another Christina Layla here. Anyways, usually you do the victim and the suspect, right? But this is the suspect, Dawood Hussein. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, what was he at? He was freed. Oh, look at that. So he was charged last July with something about freed on a $100,000 unsecured bond. What state is this? This has got to be some blue state. How the hell did you get $100,000? Maryland. Well, hold on. He hit someone in Maryland. Who knows where the first incident was from? Let's see. Wrong way driver. Oh no, this is the same story. Dawood Hussein, felony homicide, 45 years old. Probably should have stayed where you used to be. Now you're going to be having butt sex in prison. Anyways. Next story. Byron Donalds stuns conservatives by saying that he would support a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants. Oh, look at that.
Modernize a lot of these different visa programs, do all that work, do it, get it done. And I think the American people, whether you're liberal or conservative, will say, okay, now that our immigration system is sound and modernized and we've secured our country, now let's take a look at the people who are here illegally. And I think the American people, we're great people. We're a good people. We're a beneficent people. And with those people who are here working hard, doing those things that they should be doing is just as good neighbors and good people, we would make them and put them on this pathway to citizenship. But I think the pathway to actually...
So you're saying in order to be a good neighbor, we need to allow invaders to have citizenship, vote us out, hate us, burn our churches, have their kids stab our kids, and rape our kids, by the way. What the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit, Byron Donalds. Oh yeah, we should do totally let them all in. Holy crap. Talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing. Hey guy, we don't have enough jobs to go around. We still don't have enough jobs to go around. We still got another 32 million illegals to get out of here. Okay? That's 20 on top of the 15 that were already here. And he's now like, oh, yeah, we're good neighbors. Yeah, we're going to let everybody in. You guys in Florida better hope Casey DeSantis wins. Because let me tell you, if this guy wins, Alcatraz is shut down. The checkpoints that are checking for illegal immigrant CDL drivers, those are gonna go away. Okay, you're gonna have Spanish all over your freaking DMV driving test again. Again, tons of drivers who can't read English signs are now going to be driving with you again. You're gonna lose your jobs. The pay is gonna be stagnant. Holy shit! Holy shit! Do you see why you got banned? Do you see why you got banned, Swamp Fox? Look how fast Swamp Fox was to jump in. This is before the show even started, okay? This is before the show even started. He wrote, Donalds is firmly opposed to amnesty for undocumented immigrants. He has stated, I don't think the votes are there. I don't know that's something I could support, and has explicitly rejected carve-outs. Yeah, this was posted April 10th, 2026. You dumb. Yeah, that's why you got banned, because you open your mouth. You're doing this before I even was live, okay? And you did this before I was live, so I wouldn't be able to rebuke, okay? Because this is how you are. This is how all you propagandists are, okay? You want to talk, but you don't want to let others talk as either, okay? You came in here before we were ever even live, before we even saw the video evidence of him supporting amnesty for illegal immigrants who are taking your jobs, pillaging your country, raping your kids, raping your wives, robbing your brothers. And you came in before the show even started, and you're like, oh, that's not true. You're wrong. Yeah, make another account. Now, I'm telling you guys, don't believe anybody in the chat who disagrees with me. They're paid to do so. Okay? Holy shit. What a dumb person. Anyway, thank you, Mo P, for becoming a member again. Look at that. Membership white. Look at that. Those are $7 a month. Thank you very much, dear. I get 70% of that, and it boosts the channel. Thank you very much. Yay. Anyways, so Byron Donalds, I think Judy said it right. Well, she says, stop rewarding people who hate us and who break our laws. Hold them accountable for breaking our laws. Yes, I agree. What the hell's wrong with Byron Donalds? Holy shit. Oh, everyone's mad at Trump right now because he's cleaning up Iran. He's freeing the Iranian people. So you took this as an opportunity to go full Marjorie Taylor Greene. What are you going to do now? You're going to join Code Pink? You're going to go on The View? What's going on, Byron? I'm telling you guys, a lot of these people only ran as a Republican because they knew that was the only party that would win. At least legitimately anyways. And he wasn't connected enough to have an election stolen. Okay? They're all coming out now. Oh, everybody mad at him now. I get to say what I want. Yeah. This is an interview with the Epoch Times. Okay?
The pathway to actually fixing immigration in our country is possible, but we have to have honest conversations with ourselves. We got to have honest brokers, frankly, on both sides of the aisle, because we can come to a solution that actually respects citizenship in our country and actually creates a stable, legal immigration process in our country.
For the illegals is what this conversation was about. Okay? Florida, you better hope Casey DeSantis wins. Okay, and as much as many of us have not liked her, Byron Donalds is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't care how many great things he said in the past. Guys, Marjorie Taylor Greene did the same thing, okay? She goes to Congress and she goes, yeah, you're making people take jobs that they shouldn't be. But meanwhile, she's like, we shouldn't be kicking out all my employees. Oh, I mean all the illegal immigrants. They're already here. Some of them are just honest, hardworking people. Yeah. But I'm telling you, this is what they all do. This is what they all do. The only time you should really give them credibility is when they're taking a position on something that is unpopular. Okay? And what's his name? Ron Johnson hosted a forum with Dr. McCulloch, Dr. Malone, and who was it? Dr. Shiva, not Dr. Shiva, Bhattacharya. He hosted a forum with them about all the mandates, all the COVID mandates. Hosted a forum with them in 2021, a year where there was no re-election. Whatever he did, his work for that forum would have been forgotten by the time his election came around. Okay, but he did it because it was the right thing to do. Marjorie Taylor Greene did the same forum a year later, right before elections. Grandstanding. Yeah. Anyways, boy, I'll tell you this, I was not expecting this out of Byron Donalds. I was saying Casey DeSantis should go back to Ohio and run for governor there because they got Vivek Ramaswamy running there. And that guy's been trying to expand H-1B visas for his cousins forever. And this guy's just like, oh, yeah, 35 million new Democrat voters. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Your people, Byron, your fellow brothers, your fellow blacks, are not protesting ICE. They are refusing to because they have lost all their jobs. They've lost their communities. They've lost all their opportunities to Pepe, who works for $3 an hour. Okay? And you want to give them, not only do you want to give them the right to vote, you want to give them SNAP benefits. You want to give them government services, right? You want to give them health care, right? Are we doing that? You want to give them Spanish speakers driver's license. You want our freeway signs to have 2 languages on there, right? English and bean Cantonese. You want 2 languages on there. Never mind Chinese. Never mind us, right? How about Creole? Why don't we put Creole on all the signs as well? That's Florida, right? A lot of Creole people there. Huh? What has gotten into you? I'm telling you guys, the moment popularity, the moment people start turning on Trump, everyone else jumps in on that bandwagon. Yeah. Holy crap, man. What a disappointment that's become, you know? I turned on Marjorie Taylor Greene when she supported Kevin McCarthy over Jim Jordan for Speaker of the House. January 2023. That's when I turned on Marjorie Taylor Greene. And then I was right about that. And I'm the first to turn on this guy right now. Yeah. And by the way, thank you very much, the lovely Jillian, for sending me this. I did not know that about him. Grandstander. Yeah. Next story. Fifth Circuit delivers unanimous victory for Trump on immigration. The court refuses a rehearing. So good stuff. If you don't know what this is about, they're suing to try to stop they're trying to stop him from using the Enemy Aliens Act from deporting to use to deport people. That has already been decided by I thought it was a Supreme Court decision, but apparently it was just a high level district court. And they already said, no, Trump can do that. He's allowed to, yeah. And then they appealed it, and then these guys, they don't even want to hear the case. Refuses rehearing. Yeah. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Victory for Trump today. We got another court victory from him as well. I'll get to that in a bit. Next story. The U.S. is ramping up its refugee admissions, but only for white South Africans. Look at that. Good stuff. And by the way, just a suggestion. You should expand this to white conservative Europeans as well. Okay, because there's a lot of conservatives living in Ireland, living in London, living in Germany, living in Poland, who have conservative values. They're even more conservative than the conservatives in this country. They work hard. They're willing to work hard. Okay, they're used to having a very expensive cost of living. They're used to also having a lower standard of living, slightly lower, right? They'll love it here. They'll love carpeted floors. You guys know carpeted floors is a North American thing? Yeah, that's our thing, apparently. But yes, that's my recommendation. Expand it for them. And by the way, they would very much easily fall under the political persecution category right there, because they're being stabbed regularly by Islamists who now run the country, right? Because King Charles is a secret convert to Islam. Yeah. Anyways, awful that what's happened to these people. By the way, 5,000 applicants. So for 4,500, 4,499. Thank you very much, Mo P, for 3 coffees. Thank you, dear. Wow, you became a member and you're buying 3 coffees. Thank you. You're such a doll. Thank you, dear. Yay. Anyways, congratulations, South Africans. Look at them waving those American flags. You know, unlike the Hispanics born in America who still fly Mexican flags, right? Yeah. How many Russians do you see flying the Soviet Union flag right now? Anywhere in the world. Holy crap. Next story. So yesterday we talked about this story here. This guy janked this lady in the subway. Arinia Zurutska. We know about that story already. He went to a hospital. Well, they took him to a hospital, having him evaluated, and he has apparently been declared incapable to stand trial. But however, that is just for the state charges. Well, they're still deliberating the state charges. Okay, they're deciding on whether they're dropping it or basically going to be putting him in a hospital instead of a jail. Trump today has said that this guy will face justice. Wants him to get the D penalty. So the federal charges have stuck on this guy. And by the way, we need to do more of these federal charges, if you know what I'm saying. Okay? Because they're still doing $0 bail in some states and some cities. Actually, I believe the entire state of Illinois, $0 bail in every county. Yeah. I think the federal system needs to take over in that sense, because that's a basic law. Murder, that's a basic law. This isn't even like, jaywalking or for example, driving by a school bus with when they had the stoplight on. You know, that's like in some places like allowed, and some places is not. Like some places is allowed if it's like across the street, you're allowed to. You know, but in some places it's not, and it's just like, okay, those are state level stuff. But I think murder is illegal everywhere, right? So maybe we need some more federal jurisdiction with some of those crimes. Holy crap! Terrible. Next story. In California, a police officer is no longer with us because he was popped off by someone who was being evicted. The cop was there to serve the eviction notice. They asked the sheriff about that. This is LAPD, by the way. You would think LA's woke. LAPD's never been woke. Okay, LAPD is pretty badass, by the way. LA sheriff's even worse. You know what? In order to be a sheriff, you have to serve for 2 years in LA County Prison. Meaning, not like could get locked up, but you have to like serve as a prison guard. Yeah, they need you to toughen up in order to be an LA sheriff. This is his position on what happened here.
We intentionally ran him over.
Look at that. Hold on, let me up the volume. Someone doesn't know how to do clips. Here we go.
We intentionally ran him over. Kern County Sheriff's Office. Don't shoot at cops. You shoot at cops, we're going to run you over.
I had to add 20 decibels to that. That was awful. I don't know who clipped this, but no one can hear it. Okay? If you couldn't hear it, it's because it's also one-sided audio. That's how terrible this was. But you could probably read it. There are captions, but he says, yeah, we ran him over. Yeah, don't shoot at cops or we'll run you over. That's what he's had to say. Yeah, LAPD is no joke. I mean, even during the BLM riots, they were suplexing people. I still remember that. Yeah, I remember there was an incident in the middle of the street. You know, the BLM people, they were blocking the roads. You know, and LAPD wasn't having it. They grabbed by the way, a woman. Okay. A woman grabbed her, right? And normally you just spin them around like in football, right? You spin them around so that they go to the floor very gingerly. This person just went, bam! Freaking Shawn Michaels suplex. Holy crap, man! Your boy says, any vids. I wish. I can't wait to get the body cam on that. You know, holy crap. Anyways. Good stuff, LAPD. Yeah, I'll tell you this. I'm from LA, and I've been to New York. NYPD is a joke. It was a joke in 2000 and what year did it go there? 2006 or 2007. It was a joke back then. Yeah, it was a joke back then, and it's even worse now. Yeah, there would be like one distress call, and you'll see like 10 squad cars and like 30 cops rush there. And I'm like, there's no way you needed that many cops to show up. They all just wanted to be looky-loos. That's what it is. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, they're all fat too. NYPD, they're all fat. Yeah. These guys, they're all fit. You guys seen all those police chases? They run after their suspects. LAPD. Can you imagine how bad LA would be if they had NYPD policing here? Yeah. Anyways. Next story. Senate Republican leaders are set to meet with Donald Trump to talk about plans to end the DHS shutdown. If you're wondering why there has not been any progress this week, it's because many of their rhinos fled to spring break. Yeah.
Concerns here at home. That is not stopping Democrats, even their top leadership, from dragging out their DHS-led shutdown or DHS shutdown for 55 days now. Senate Republican Whip John Barrasso and Budget Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham will meet with President Trump to go over a final plan to hopefully finally end the Democrat stunt. They may have to go it alone, though, without Democrats, who refuse to fund ICE without reforms. Well, I wonder if they know the president actually already did that with his big, beautiful law and also the Border Patrol. But yet the Dems fight. Here's Senator Rick Scott of the Homeland Security Committee.
Number one, we should never have funded all the Democrat earmarks and all their programs and not funded Homeland Security back in January. That was a mistake. Now, what we know is Democrats don't care about Homeland Security and the safety of Americans. So we have two options. Either we're going to have to do it through reconciliation, which only takes Republican votes, and we ought to do it for 10 years so this never happens again, or we've got to come to our senses, get rid of the filibuster, and start passing things on a majority vote.
Wow. Justin Kim says, Asian Americans and Islam doesn't match. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, to be fair, Islam doesn't match with anything, right? They are a death cult that read a sci-fi book called the Quran. I'll tell you this, I'm honestly shocked at how many Islamic Asian countries there are. I was surprised to find out Malaysia was majority Islamic. Yeah. Now you know why that corner of the world is going to hell. Next story. California's AG actually charges 21 suspects in the $250 million hospice fraud. Yeah, I'm gonna play this one. I'm surprised about that. I'm surprised they're actually doing anything about it. I am surprised. By the way, you know Gavin Newsom's taking credit for this. It's like, oh yeah, I'm glad we're catching them. Yeah, I'm not gonna have any campaign contributions, but you know, I'm not running for re-election. You know, so yeah, they're actually charging these people.
We're here today to announce the results of...
Not playing a one-sided audio. Thank you. Well, that's not Christina Leila's fault. That's Fox News' fault. Can you believe that? That's Fox News' Twitter post. Yeah, you guys aren't even trying anymore, huh? Do you have any idea how awful one-sided audio is? If you're using a cell phone and you're listening on a cell phone, you only got one speaker. And if that speaker's wired to the right channel, you're screwed. They're not going to hear shit. Holy crap. Next story. Democrat Fort Lauderdale mayor's much younger former fiance is found dead. Ooh. Yeah. This is him proposing to him. This is the mayor in Florida. Is it Florida? Fort Lauderdale. And by the way, this guy was found gone. I think one day after they went to court. Yeah. So we got another Mitt Romney's sister here. Yeah, if you're not familiar with that story, Mitt Romney's brother-in-law jumped from a tall parking structure in California. Yeah. And this was amid ramblings of separation, divorce, things like that. You know, why take half when you could take all of it? Am I right, guys? Right? Anyways, so yeah, that guy's gone. That's crazy, huh? I thought Kathy would have something to say about this. She wrote something and she deleted it. I don't want her to read. I thought it might have been relevant. She's from that area. Anyways, yeah, a dummy crack, guys. It's always, well, I don't know. Mitt Romney's not a real Republican. He just ran as a Republican because that's the only party that can win in Utah. Anyways, next story. Minnesota Freedom Caucus announces impeachment hearings for Tim Walz and Keith Ellison will take place next week. To that I say, what is the point? You don't have the votes to impeach him. This is, by the way, the reason why there were never any impeachment hearings for Joe Biden. Okay, because they wouldn't have the votes for it anyways. You need 67 Senate votes to impeach a president, and that's why we didn't bother with that. The Democrats, on the other hand, they will do an impeachment just for the narrative, just to be able to say, oh, Donald Trump's impeached twice, and he's also an 8-time convicted felon. And I'm like, well, the Democrats love felons. You should probably vote for him. Oh, Kathy says I'm being quiet. Oh, why? Is there a different story to this? They are cray-cray in Fort Lauderdale. They ruined it. It used to be so beautiful. Oh, well, I believe it, and hopefully they fix it soon. We know Byron Donalds won't. I don't know if he popped in the beginning of the show, but Byron Donalds wants amnesty for illegals. 35 million new Democrat voters. Yeah. Anyways, Minnesota Freedom Caucus announces impeachment hearings for, whatever. Thank you. Thanks for trying, but not going to happen.
Hey, folks.
The only way to fix Minnesota is through accelerationism, okay? You need to do $0 bill statewide, okay? Just get everybody slaughtered and get everybody nice and slaughtered, okay? Terrify them into being Republicans by paying your local block $5 to stab someone every day. Right? And if you did that regularly, guess what? You get a lot of new Republicans real fast in Minnesota. Right? Am I right, guys? Oh, what is this? Trump's tweeting about Iran. Okay, we'll get to that in a bit. Next story. Baltimore created a $35 million reparations fund. However, none of it has been paid out yet because everyone's fighting over the money. Yeah, and that's expected. That's expected. Yeah, they guys, 70% of your demographic is on SNAP. I think that's your reparations right there. Okay? Now, not to mention the legalized looting that you guys get to do in some states, right? Not to mention the $0 bill that you all get and we don't. You know I ain't getting $0 bill, you know? But yeah, they're fighting over the $35 million. You have any idea how greedy these fucks are? Like, they're in San Francisco, they put together a board to ask the block community how much would you want for slavery reparations, right? And I'm talking just the blocks in San Francisco alone. Okay, they first of all they had an amount presented to them. It was like a 9-figure number, and then they demanded more. And you know how much that amount, how much it amounted to? About $235 trillion, more than the GDP of the entire world, and they wanted it for themselves, just to blow. Despite the fact that you've got free healthcare in California, you've got SNAP benefits, 70% of you do anyways. Yeah? Holy crap. Anyways, lost cause, nothing, not worth fighting for, and that's why the Democrats are trying to replace them. Next story. George Conway tears up because he was in an interview and admitted that he blew his children's inheritance trying to defeat Donald Trump. Yeah, that's what you get for being a dum-dum, huh? So not only are your kids going to have to work like all of us peasants do, huh? They are going to be hated for being your children now.
I was asked by a friend of mine who raises money for Democrats to speak at a big Democratic fundraiser for what was then the Biden Victory Fund. And I remember I was actually driving out to my friend John Gardner's house out in Maryland. And I was thinking about, well, how much money should I give to the Biden campaign for this thing where I'm going to be the headline spokesperson and asking other people to give, and I thought I'd give a lot of money, but a reasonable amount of money. And then I started thinking about it, and it's like, this is it's money that my kids would otherwise inherit. And I started thinking about that. So what am I going to give? And then I just thought about it. Well, what do I want my kids to inherit? And I literally was in tears. I pulled over to the side of the road, and I was in tears thinking about this. And it's like, I want my kids. It makes me misty-eyed even today. I want my kids to inherit a democracy. It's more important than money, and that decided, well, fuck that. I'm gonna give the legal maximum, which was like $929,600, and
still about $1 million. That's all you had? What a loser! No wonder Kellyanne left you. That's Kellyanne Conway's ex.
It's just more important. It's just more important, and that's why I did that, and that's why, I'm 62 years old. I should be out in Park City skiing or something like that. And, I should.
Oh, that's why I'm sitting here doing these shitty interviews for money now, because I gave it all to people who, by the way, weren't even really trying to win. Yeah.
You really, really retired, but I could never live myself if I didn't do everything I could to help get rid of this.
Hey, guys, Kamala Harris didn't do everything she could to win. Are you kidding me? You guys remember, she blew $1 billion and lost. She blew $1 billion. Do you remember what she was spending it on? Yeah, she was spending it on things like, for example, let's get to those crybaby eyes right there. There you go, crybaby eyes. I'm so sad. Anyways, Kamala Harris. Okay, there was some weird podcast that she was going to do an interview on, right? But instead of flying there and doing the podcast, okay, she spent millions of dollars recreating that podcaster's set where she was at. So, and flew them in, put them in a house, gave them food vouchers, paid them money just to have Kamala have a voice on their platform. She did things like that. Okay, remember all the celebrity endorsements? We're talking like Eminem and like Oprah and all of them. Those are people who already had tons of money. She still cut them checks. She still gave them lots of money just to show up to the rally and speak. Remember those C-list singers and rappers and R&B people who were doing concerts just before her campaign speech so that there will be an audience? Otherwise, no one would show up. Yeah, they all got paid lots of money for all that. Yeah. That's where your money went, by the way. If you're sad about being, I'm sad, I'm so poor now. You're sad about that. Why don't you contact these rappers? Why don't you contact Eminem? Why don't you contact, Beyonce and Oprah, who all got money just to endorse Kamala Harris? Buying endorsements, guys. $1 billion, 1,000 or whatever you gave. Holy shit. What a dumb person. Oh, I'm so sad now. And you're going to podcast to podcast crying, hoping that someone will bail you out, someone will give you money. I hate to tell you this, but you're a wash up. You're not important anymore. This is why Kellyanne Conway divorced you. Okay? You blew all your money to defeat someone she supported, and she's making money supporting him. She's also, by the way, making money supporting Ukraine. Yes. Kellyanne Conway, by the way, officially registered as a foreign agent. An agent representing a foreign nation, foreign nation or whatever, foreign government, foreign entity or whatever like that. And so she's basically lobbying for Ukraine.
To help get rid of this. you know what.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm sure that's one reason you decided to run for Congress.
it's the reason, actually, the reason.
Oh, yeah, I'm running to get rich. I want to run for Congress, try to make money. Yeah, I'm sad, I'm crying, I don't have money anymore.
It's the reason, actually, the reason.
Thanks for making me cry too, George, by the way.
Sorry.
No,
there's something in my eyes. Just something in my eyes.
Mine too.
How about, why don't you make a GoFundMe? You could call it the I Went Broke Trying to Defeat Trump Fund. You know, I'm sure I'll make millions of dollars from that. I mean, I'm not kidding. You probably make more than that back, especially after this viral video here. Yeah, telling you guys, these grifters know how to grift. Next story. Minnesota's Children's Hospital snubs Trump's executive order and says they're going to resume dicing and slicing kids' crotulars up for affirmation, right? Again, a very illegal thing. Unfortunately, I don't think it's been criminalized nationwide. Has it been criminalized? I thought it was part of the big, beautiful bill, but I don't think it is. It says we'll resume sex change procedures on minors. Yeah, that's terrible. That shit makes you crazy. The meds make you crazy. The missing parts of your body make you crazy. Like, there are ladies who get mastectomies and they go crazy because they don't have tits. You know? And here you're also pumping them up with chemicals? Wow. Minnesota. They really are working on that acceleration and shit, huh? It's going to be the Islamists versus the trans. Next story. An Obama-appointed judge dismisses a DOJ lawsuit to obtain Massachusetts unredacted voter rolls. So, again, the Democrats are doing everything they can to hide the fraud. Yeah. Next story. Here's a win for the GOP. The Supreme Court rejected an appeal from this so-called Republican candidate after being exposed as a Democrat plant. This guy right here, I believe he campaigned to become like the head of the DNC committee back in 2017. His name is Samuel Ronan. And then he's tried to sneak onto the GOP primary ballot as a Republican. I mean, to be fair, we got Vivek already on there, right? So it's not even like he's the only one. Anyways, Vivek literally did not vote till 2018 and always gave money to Democrat candidates. And by the way, took money from George Soros. Yeah. What an awful group of people. Such sociopaths, you know what I mean? Anyway, so he remains off the ballot. Good, thank goodness. Next story. The IDF put this out today. This is that Hezbollah operatives are firing rockets from schools now. And the reason why is because we've been destroying their rocket systems. Yeah, so there it is. That is a school. And then do they have footage of rockets coming out of it? Oh, there you go. There's the rocket. What is this? What are we seeing? Oh, there's the rocket. There we go. Coming out from the school. There we go. Yeah. So this way, when the IDF, when we go to destroy these missile systems, they can claim that we're destroying schools. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, you know what's interesting? I was watching. Who were we talking about? Who was talking about it? I don't remember. I was watching some podcast. I think it's PPD, but he was talking about how the Vietnam War, based on numbers, we won, right? But because we lost the social war, we left with the job unfinished. They're a communist country today. Yeah, even though we won in terms of like head count, things like that, territory, we were declared the losers. Because we left the job unfinished, and it had everything to do with the propaganda, the counter-American propaganda. Hanoi Jane Fonda went over to Vietnam to go hang out with the Viet Congs and show people how wonderful they are and play with their missile systems, things like that. Yeah, Jane Fonda. And that's how important all this is, and that's why they're firing. That's why they're setting up rocket systems at schools. So that they can try to at least have that social narrative that, oh, we're America's a bunch of kid-killing people. Yeah, you guys kill our kids in our own countries. Like, what are you talking about? You drive trucks to Christmas parades. You have no leg to stand on in terms of ethics. Stop telling us, oh, it's bad to do this and that. Okay, just stop. Okay? Holy crap. Next story. Yesterday, the first non-Iranian tanker actually crossed the Strait of Hormuz, and I've heard that a lot of people have, actually a lot of ships. I've seen radar. Jill sent me one earlier. Well, it was funny because the caption read, "Oh, no one's crossing the Hormuz Strait." And let me pull that up. Let's see. Where is it? This one. So it was odd because it said the caption here. This is posted by the Hormuz letter, but they captioned it 24 hours in the last 24 hours, 2 days into Trump's ceasefire. No one is crossing the Hormuz Strait. Well, when you look at the radar, people are clearly crossing. There's one there. There was another one here. You know, you can see ships going this way. They disappear and they reappear here. So some of them are turning off the transponder. People are crossing. See, watch. Just go back to here again. There's one that crossed. Turn off his transponder. There's two more. There's another one there. There's two more here. There's another one right there. So they're crossing. They're crossing. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't see market. I don't see oil skyrocketing. But you know. Oh, and by the way, Trump has been tweeting about this. He says there are reports that Iran is charging fees to tankers going through the Strait of Hormuz. They better not be, and if they are, they better stop now because this is not part of the deal. Oh, and by the way, anti-war propagandists are still circulating the fake CNN the 10 things that we agreed to. They're still circulating that fake list. Yeah, they're circulating that fake list. Oh, they're going to be collecting fees now. Like, no, we didn't agree to that. They're trying to. They certainly are. But whether they get those fees or not. But by the way, the word is they are collecting fees and people are paying to cross. But it's not something we agreed on. It's something that other countries are agreeing to pay them for, but it's not part of this peace agreement that we're ironing out. And they're trying to get that, and they're also trying to get us to pay reparations. And it's like, we won. You owe us reparations. You owe us for all the missiles we dropped on you, all the bombs we dropped on you, all the fuel we used to get our aircraft carriers there, the jet fuel we expended, the wages for all the pilots and all the military people we had to deploy over there. In order to clean up your country. You owe us. Okay? Stupid. Anyway, so Trump also says, let's see. He also says Iran is doing a very poor job, dishonorable, some would say, of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz. You mean allowing oil to go to the Strait of Hormuz, but charging fees for it? I think that's what you're saying. And he says that's not the agreement we had. That's a misstatement. Because we want them to let the oil through, right? Yeah, I don't know who wrote that, but yeah, they got to get Carolyn Levitt back on there. Yeah, it used to be her during the campaign trail. The 4 years, it was Carolyn Levitt writing all his tweets. Now it's someone else because she's doing other things, right? Let's get rid of that. Next story. Actually, let's go back here because there are some Trump pop-ups on Twitter that I wanted to go through. Here, what did he say? He posted this just right now during the show. He says right here, the Iranians are better at handling the fake news media and public relations than they are at fighting. That's hilarious. And then he also tweeted this. Iranians don't seem to realize they have no cards other than a short-term extortion of the world by using international waterways. The only reason they are alive today is to negotiate. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, we gotta add that. Hold on. Oh, thank goodness. Oof, that is rough. That is rough. She was wearing clothes, so that's fine. It's not graphic. I'll add it to the end of the show. Oof. That's a shark encounter. And gal got bit by a shark. Oof. I don't know why you would scuba dive in shark-infested waters. Let's see, what else is there? 10 Indian nationals have been indicted by the federal grand jury in Boston in connection with the conspiracy to carry out staged armed robberies of convenience stores for the purpose of allowing store clerks to falsely claim that they were victims of crimes of immigration. So then they can apply for that visa that gives you you can basically get a visa if a crime was committed against you. Well, a lot of Indians, huh? Heads of a biggest banks met with Jerome Powell and Scott Bessent to weigh security implications of a new AI system. Okay, whatever. That'll be for tomorrow's show. Next story. Iran appears to be sealing off nuclear tunnels. The latest satellite imagery shows all three tunnel entrances blocked. That's just of this one facility, I'm guessing what they're saying. Roadblock here, roadblock here, roadblock here. Hey, guy, we're not showing up with SUVs. We're literally showing up with Humvees that can just drive on the dirt there, on the dirt here, on the dirt here. What's that gonna stop? Holy shit. These guys are dumb, huh? You think we all drive Priuses or what? You think we're bringing camel Priuses to Iran to go transfer this in the most economical way possible? Anyways, Rhoda says bunker busters. No, this is areas where they're storing their uranium, which we're going to seize. We don't want to destroy it because one is usable for fuel, right? We can probably sell it to France. But yeah, they got tons of uranium here apparently, and they're setting up roadblocks, and it's like we're just gonna move some dirt to smooth that out with our tanks, and then we're gonna have our Humvees drive right over it. I mean, it's you guys are something else right there. Anyways, so that's hilarious. Next story. Trump tweeted out world's most powerful reset. Look at that. And the American kids are happy. Next story. Pakistan's prime minister tweeted this out earlier. He says, 2 of the measures mutually agreed upon between the parties have not been implemented. A ceasefire in Lebanon and the release of Iran's blocked assets prior to the commencement of negotiations. So in other words, JD Vance is already on the way there. And now they're saying, you have to do these 2 things or there's no talking. Where is it? Where's the JD Vance one? Hold on. Damn it, you gotta be kidding me. Anyways, well, whatever. JD Vance is on his way there. Next story. An Israeli official told Axios there is no ceasefire in Lebanon. The negotiations with the Lebanese government will begin in the coming days. Meaning they're still going to go, they're still continuing their ground operations during negotiations. Okay? And their negotiations, by the way, I keep saying this, ceasefires are for reloading. Okay? They did the ceasefire. We haven't heard much about rockets flying between Lebanon and Israel. However, the negotiations are going to be taking place in Washington, D.C. In a few weeks. Like, why you don't want to just call? Hey, guys, let's talk about this. No, we're going to wait 2 weeks. We're going to get everyone flown over. We're going to have this weird negotiation in front of Trump and Rubio. I'm telling you, it's just for reloading. And by the way, the ground operation is still going according to what they just tweeted earlier. But again, by the way, both of these were stated by Axios, and those guys lie. So again, I don't know, but that's according to them. Oh, look at that! They're saying Axios is mega fake news. Gotcha. Anyways, next story. NATO Secretary General Rutte agrees with Trump that some allied countries were tested and failed during the Iranian crisis. Look at that. Well, at least he's being honest. Yeah. It's too bad you're going to have to find a new army now to lead, Secretary Rutte guy. This was this whole operation, which, by the way, parts of it, in my opinion, parts of it are incomplete. Okay, we don't have a full regime change. And that would have happened if the Kurds didn't screw us and take all the guns. And that's what they did. We gave guns to the Kurds. They were supposed to relay them to the people, and they're supposed to be able to use that to fight the regime back. And they didn't. We have no ground presence at all. And then on top of that, we're running low on munitions. We got to keep it for other things, right? We still got to knock over the cartels in Ecuador. We were invited to. We still got to knock over Cuba. We still got to knock over Nicaragua. They're allowing China to set up rockets there to come after us. We need our rockets. So, but these guys are not helping at all. And that's all we ask. Nope, they're not helping. So we're just going to ignore the 3 Russian submarines that are loitering around London. Next story. Ukraine units downed Iranian drones in several Mideast states. Look at that. That's surprising, isn't it? Ukraine is helping Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain defend against Iran, just as they've been defending themselves against Russia. And which, by the way, same weapons. Iran's drones come from Russia. The Middle Eastern oil tycoons' drones come from Ukraine, or the anti-drone drones. Yeah. So if you're wondering why Russia gained 0 ground in the month of March, it's because they've got new allies. They don't even need us anymore, which is great, right? Good for you guys. Good for you guys for finally finding some allies with some balls, yeah? Because Europe is a letdown. Maybe now you don't have to kill Viktor Orban, huh? Maybe let the guy slide. By the way, polls for the upcoming election, which is why, by the way, JD Vance was just in Hungary at a campaign stop for to help to campaign for Viktor Orban. And Viktor Orban's polls are lower than ever. And the reason why is because his opposition is heavily backed. There it is. Poly Market. Look at that. That's Viktor Orban in red right there. His opposition is heavily backed by the globalist, the Ukrainian regime that wants to give Ukraine an unlimited amount of money to wage war against Russia. And March being the first month Russia gained 0 ground, probably going to start seeing the war turn around. Don't be surprised if at the end of all this, Russia ends up losing territory and pays reparations. Yeah. It's boy, you guys really messed up out there, didn't you, Russia? You know, if your citizens who were living in the Donbass regions were being harassed by Ukrainians, why didn't you repatriate them? Why didn't they just move back to Russia? You know what I mean? But instead, it seems almost as if because we know Putin's been hell-bent on getting the Soviet Union back together, okay? He even said it in his interview with Tucker. He says, all of this land belonged to us, but stupid Gorbachev just let them go. And it's why is that? These were all our port cities were there. We needed them, and now we don't have them, So, yep. Rob Buell says Donbass is Russia. Until Ukraine conquers it, right? I'm just saying, we're talking about people. We're talking about people who don't believe in borders, right? The globalists, the EU, they don't believe in borders. They believe in free movement, free migration, so long as long as it's people they approve of. And so they are now freely navigating right into the Donbass region, a region that voted to be independent and actually subsequently voted to join Russia. And then they're going to freely move right into Russia. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's interesting how the Biden presidency seems to have brought a lot of the wolves out, right? It almost seems like a setup. It almost seems like Biden and Trump were in on it together. We'll give, I'll come in, I'll get the Olympics, I'll get the World Cup. Those will come in 8 years after, because that's how it's planned. And then we'll put in Biden for 4 years, and then, he'll go ahead and look weak. And then all these people will cause problems. Iran will pay, is it Hezbollah to go kidnap a bunch of ravers in Israel. And then we'll have we'll look weak so that Russia will come in and try to take Ukraine, and then we'll just bring Trump right back in and just take all that back. And now they're losing Iran. They lost Gaza. They might lose fragments of Russia. They really might. Yeah. The fact that they're that big and they gained 0 territory in March is a bad sign. It's just a sign that the war is going the other way. And by the way, these deals between Zelensky These deals between Zelensky and the Middle East countries just happened. He hasn't even gotten the new weapons yet. He hasn't even gotten the new technology, the money yet. Or maybe he got the money. So we got that. Then we got Viktor Orban losing soon. That's not looking good, right? So a lot of things looking bad for Russia right now. Strait of Hormuz is back open, so the oil's dropping. That means the price, the value of Russia's petroleum exports is going to get worse. So I don't know how they're going to prop this war up. I tell you what, the moment Trump came in and started like giving out oil contracts and laxing, having the EPA just chill out and let oil companies be oil companies, and letting the oil flow and bringing down the price of oil and gas and all that right there was the biggest hit to Russia's war. We didn't even have to send weapons. All we had to do was crash the price of oil, which, by the way, if you can remember, during the Biden presidency, he was begging the oil giants to please pump more oil. And OPEC was like, no, we're going to cut it instead. Why? Because it made Russia's exports for oil more valuable so that they could afford a respectable war. So everything Trump did in terms of like crashing the price of oil, a very, very big hit to Russia. And he did it without even dropping a single bomb. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. This is looking bad for Russia, really honestly. I look at everything from an economic lens. Money in has to be equal. It has to be equal or more than the money out. And it hasn't been like that for Russia in about a year. And now they're not gaining any more ground. And they got more soldiers. Way more soldiers than Ukraine, and they're not gaining ground. Yeah. So, boy, they may end up being like the next Germany, right? They're going to end up paying reparations for a whole century. Next story. China bans civil aviation from large areas of Shanghai. Look at that. They are terrified right now, guys. They are terrified. They're like, just because obviously if we flew in F-35s, they won't be able to detect it, right? So they want to make sure certain areas of Shanghai, a very busy city, by the way, have no jets. That way, if a jet is seen, they will just shoot it down. No questions asked. But here they are. Oh yeah, no, you guys can't fly there. We want to be able to see. We don't want their F-35s to blend in with a Cessna, Anyways, that's an interesting thing right there. These guys are terrified. Oh, and by the way, our watch party is going to include a video by Chris Chappell. China begging U.S. for resources. So they're not doing too good. So what happens when you remove crosses from churches and edit the Bible? Huh? Unlike Iran has been becoming more and more Christian. It's the fastest. Christianity is growing the fastest in Iran than any other country in the world. And now they're being blessed with, almost freedom. They're almost there, yeah? Next story. Putin announces Orthodox Easter truce in Ukraine during the weekend. Yeah. Again, why would you do a ceasefire? You know what George Washington did on Christmas? Started the Revolutionary War. He crossed the Delaware on Christmas. You're here using a holiday as an excuse to take a break. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, the war is turning around on these guys. There have been ramblings that the troops aren't even getting paid anymore. They're literally just forced to fight for their lives. Is what it is. Yeah, that sucks. But hey, he had these ambitions of like rebuilding the Soviet Union, and it's like nobody likes you guys. Like a lot of people don't like you guys. You know what I mean? Like you guys are so unlikable. You thought Tim Pool and Hillary Clinton were likable enough you thought Hillary Clinton was likable enough to win an election. You thought Tim Pool was likable enough to start a civil war in America to try to destroy us. Okay? Very big mistakes there. Maybe you want to reevaluate your definitions of good, because you seem to think that these people are, everyone will worship them and vote for them and stuff like that. No, they didn't. They didn't. Still no civil war in America. Yeah. Anyways, good luck with that. Good luck with your propaganda. You probably should have spent that money on your army, you know, instead of giving it to Tim Pool. I don't know. I don't think he needed a skate house, you know. But hey, at least he's living well. You know what you should do? Give him more money. Yeah. Give Tim Pool and Benny Johnson more money, and then you'll probably win, right? There we go. There we go. That's how you win wars. You don't need weapons. You just need opinions, right? Next story. What is this? Oh, this story sucks, man. In Long Beach, a guy had his gas tank drilled to steal. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, where is it? There it is. Starts right about there, I think. In Long Beach, a guy's truck got drilled so that hold on, let me read that. In Long Beach, someone drilled a hole in someone's gas tank to steal $80 worth of gas, but caused $2,000 worth of damage.
This sinking moment, a man in Long Beach realizes someone didn't just steal his gas, they drilled a hole straight through his tank to get it.
Yeah, because you can't siphon gas anymore. Not for like 20 years. They put like a steel grate there. You can't just put a tube in there and siphon out the gas.
I've heard about people siphoning gas like with a hose, but never drilling into the gas tank.
Jose Figueroa says he filled up Sunday, but Monday morning his tank was empty.
Jose Figueroa, I'm guessing you voted for this.
Consistent stream of gasoline.
At the gas station, he quickly realized why, with fuel pouring out like a shower from underneath his truck.
I'm guessing you voted for a $1.75 gas tax, so that gas will be so expensive that the only way people are going to get around is by stealing gas.
I hear it was like when you have a faucet running, and I look down and there's just gasoline all over.
I'm guessing you also voted for lax crime laws, which empowered these people to steal your gasoline.
The hole about the size of a dime, even covered with tape.
They taped it up.
The cost far worse.
So you can get more later, right? That doesn't work, by the way, in case you guys think you can just put a piece of tape on there. Yeah, it's okay, so your gas pump is constantly pumping gas, right? Your fuel pump is constantly pumping fuel. That creates a vacuum in the gas tank. There's a vacuum sensor that can detect when there is no vacuum, meaning like, oh, there's a leak or you didn't close the gas cap enough. That's why sometimes if you get gas and you don't close your gas cap, if you don't close your gas cap well enough, your check engine light comes on because that vacuum sensor is not detecting any vacuum.
Than the crime itself. How much do you think they took from you?
It's $80 worth of gas, but the repairs are like $2,000.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Stop voting liberal.
They apparently they can't you can't patch that up.
This happened right next to Drake Park, where cameras are always watching. Despite that, neighbors tell me crime is common.
You probably could patch it up. It's just not legal. You know what I mean?
Not only stealing gas, but it's breaking the cars, breaking into houses.
Again, things you probably voted for, lady. Okay?
Drive like crazy, like they were in the freeway, so it's really bad.
Gas prices in LA now climbing above $6 a gallon.
Oh, congratulations, California. It's barely breaking $3.50 for me.
The hole was literally right here.
And those are high prices. Yeah. Normally it's like $2, like 10 cents, something like that.
Causing more theft cases like this.
When my truck got picked up by the tow truck company, I was their 5th person.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's other people definitely in the Long Beach area that this has happened to. Look at that
a costly crime that could leave you stranded and paying the price.
So we have enough worries, the last thing we want to worry about is someone stealing our gas.
AAA tells us tonight that they haven't noticed a significant trend, but gas prices right now definitely high.
You filled up your RV at $2.39 a gallon. Wow. That's like well, it's Texas. Texas isn't bad, right? Texas isn't bad. Anyways, rest in peace, California. Next story. 2 women at a funeral in Mexico brawled. Why? Because they found out at the funeral that they were both dating the guy that died. Yeah. Hold on. There's no audio here? Fuck, I guess I gotta redo it then. This is a funeral. This is 2 women fighting at said funeral. They are upset with each other because apparently they were both dating the guy that died. and they did not know about it. They just found out at this funeral. Yeah, that's a lot for ya. Anyways, next story. Dan Scavino posted this video today. Look at this. He's zooming in here. Then he zooms in on this eagle. Okay. Now, what I noticed on this eagle, first of all, is missing the head. Secondly, there's a button underneath the head. So I don't know what this means. I don't know if that's Trump's Diet Coke button or some secret button to like, oh, we're going into nuclear war mode or what. But the head ain't there, and there's a button underneath that. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on, but hey yo. Next story. Oh my God, I forgot about this one. This is in Canada. This lady here represents the NDP party. Yes, it is the same party we watched last week where they were complaining with their little point of privilege card or their equity card or whatever it was called. She's here crying for a very specific demographic that she alleges are being victims of white people. However, they are actually victims of their own community. Okay, this community goes by the acronym of MMIWG2SLGBTQQIA+. And that stands for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's, Girls, and Two-Spirit, Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, Queer, Questioning, Intersex, and Asexual. And then a plus stands for pedo. Yeah, guys, they're still doing this in Canada.
Deal with the ongoing genocide of MMIWG2SLGBTQQIA+. She
memorized the entire acronym, guys. Yeah. These are Canadian priorities. Never mind the job losses. Never mind the poverty. Never mind the rampant cost of living. Okay? Never mind the 200,000 illegals you're flying in every month. That right there. Here, let me go ahead and copy this acronym for you in case you need it for reference, okay? Gonna paste it in the chat. There you go, in case you need it. Yeah. Anyways, so tiresome, man. Let's see. Oh, look at this one. This is security footage of a wreck. Oh! How did you spin out going straight, buddy? Must be a Chinese driver, huh? Anyways, take it easy. Bam. Anyways. Next story. Where was this? This is off the coast of Brazil. This lady gets bit by a shark. Oh. Right there. Oh, the leg. Yeah, we're not gonna play it anymore. I think that's enough for that. Anyways, guys, hit the like button and share the stream out. If you don't mind, leave tons of comments. Help the channel out. Also, follow my other two channels, Frank's Funny Shorts as well as Frank's Show Clips. Links are in the description. For those, ring the bell for notifications. Watch every video. Watch all the video. Helps the channel a lot. Helps it chug along. Helps it grow. We're gonna head on over to Rumble right now. Guys, remember I got Cash App, buy me a coffee, subscribe to on Patreon if you want to support the channel. You can also become a member like Random Yank and be on Ether. And Becky's technically a member, but she Cash Apps me. Thank you, dear. It helps the channel a lot. It's only $3 a month. $3 a month. And thank you, Mopi, for joining as white member. That's $7 a month. There are no perks for the higher ones, but I do get more money. So that's very helpful, and it boosts the channel more. Yes, $3 a month, and it helps the channel a lot, so helps keep the channel alive. You can also join a Rumble, and you get access to our Rumble Premium Hangouts. We probably will be doing a Rumble Premium Hangout after this today. We're going to be talking about my my steam vents, my pizza steam vents, which I'm gonna now have to figure out how to vent it more properly, but we'll figure that out. We're basically figuring out why my pizzas haven't been crispy in the bottom. And it's got to do with doming. Yeah. So we got to figure out ways to vent the dough underneath. We got to vent the pizza underneath to get it to be crispy. So I'm thinking of buying a metal straw. You know. Anyways, see you guys over there on Rumble. Have a great one, YouTube. Goodbye, and see you tomorrow if you don't make it there. Goodbye, YouTube.